Money on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Hey, good to have you on board. It is Follow the Money here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Mitch, Pauly, Howard, live in downtown Las Vegas. Johnny Avello joins the program now, as he does every single Wednesday at this time with DraftKings Sportsbook. Johnny, good morning. How are you?
Good, Mitch. Thank you. Pauly, good to see you.
Yeah.
Hello, sir.
I think it's such a great week as a sports fan, as a sports bettor. You know, out here in Las Vegas, too, I think it's underrated. To me, it's the best week of the entire year overall. And I love Thanksgiving. I mean, well, come on. But you went to the Gonzaga UCLA game last night?
I did. It was an excellent atmosphere, but Gonzaga jumped out quickly, didn't miss. UCLA couldn't hit, and the game was not over in the first half, but they were up 20 first half. They ended up winning 20 for the entire game. Mitch, and you mentioned what a great week it is in town, and it is. Yesterday I was with some of the traders in the trading room, and we're talking about how busy a week it is and how hectic it is for everybody with so much going on. The staff is just totally exhausted from not only the football season, but now this week coming to play, and there's just so much going on for them.
Is this like one of the excluding like the Super Bowl and March Madness, that kind of a thing, but this Thanksgiving week, because you have so many games going on? And college basketball has a zillion games every day with these tournaments. College football's final week of the regular season. All the NFL stuff with 3 games on Thanksgiving. Is it one of the busiest weeks of the entire year?
Don't no question it is. It'd be Thursday night. Thursday, we get those 3 pro games. We go right into Friday with a, pretty packed slate of football. Everybody's, home and firing away on these games. And then, getting to Saturday, another good slate of college, and then the pros. So, big weekend for the players and the bookmakers alike.
Yeah, we talked about this before we came on. Don't forget about the match on Friday
and the match
out here.
And the match, yeah.
Deshango versus Koepka. You like it? You're a big golf guy. Do you like anybody? It's bizarre, right? It's a 12-hole match. So handicapping this thing is a little bit different than normal, obviously. But who do you like better between these two?
They're both great players. When Koepka's in form, he's probably one of the best golfers, but he's been a little out of form. So it's a tough call, and and odds reflect that that anybody can win it.
All right, so here we go. You come on to reveal the DraftKings weekly point spread pick'em contest numbers every single Wednesday with us. 3 games tomorrow again. What did you go with for the numbers on Thanksgiving Day?
We went with Bears 3.5 at the Lions, and that game is now sitting at 3. We have been at 3.5, but now it's solid, pretty much 3, and that could be one of the plays if you dare to play that game. The funny thing about that game, out of the 3 games on Thanksgiving, that's more of the dud, and that's the early game, and that'll probably be the least amount of handle for sure. But nevertheless, it is a pro game. The other games, we had Cowboys are home against the Raiders. We opened this game 7. We're at 7.5. That's the contest number, 7.5. And then the Bills at the Saints. We opened this game 4.5. We're up to 6.5. We use 5.5 for contest purposes. This game has shot up over the last 24 hours or so. This is a 2-point move on this game.
I was going to ask you, the decision here to go with 5.5, is it because you talked about this before? There was a move from 4.5 to 6.5, I'm guessing, on this. You had to make a decision with that number?
When the line moves, 2 points in a day, you think maybe it'll come back a little bit, but we kind of trust in what our opener was. So we thought 5.5 was probably a better contest number. If you think you want to follow the move, or follow the money, follow the move, then go right ahead.
Well played. I think I would actually, if I'm in the contest, I would seriously consider the lines at 3.5. Pauly, would you?
God, I can't.
You can't get there?
I can't get there. I can't. So stay away. You're right. It is the only dud, John. It's always the only dud. They keep putting the Lions on Thanksgiving, which how it works out. You want to talk about steam and how it's moved. Look at the difference between a week what this Tennessee-New England line was.
Yeah, 2.5 up to 6.5. Now remember that and we use 5 for contest purposes. We use 5.5. Remember that they are down to their third string running back. AJ Brown he's questionable, and he's the only receiver I think on the team. So they are hurting on the wide receiver for sure. But hey, and then the Patriots are playing well, and it just seems like when teams are going so well. I know the power ratings. We adjust the power ratings, but this move it's a lot of points to give a quality. Maybe the team is without a few players, but it is still a quality team. But the performance last week by the Titans and the performance last week by the Patriots drove this number up.
Yep. You think the Eagles will be a popular pick? They look great against the Saints. Garrett's been fired. Giants look terrible on Monday night.
Yeah, we're 3.5 now. That game we opened 3, and that's the contest number. The Eagles are playing well and actually have a shot at the playoffs. They'd have to probably win another 5 games out of the last 6, but they do have a shot. They're playing their best football of the year.
All right, run down the other games. What do you have here, like in the Buccaneers-Colts game and everything else?
The Bucs game, we used 2.5. The funny part is we're at 3.5 on that game, and I think we might be the only 3.5 out there. So we may get pushed back to 3 on this game. Be sometime today. But we are, for contest purposes, we're 2.5, and that could be a play.
I think so. Yeah, for many. Yep.
Yep. Bengals are at home against the Steelers. That game's 4.5 on our normal line. Contest is 3.5. That could also be a play. We talked about the Eagles. The Panthers are 1.5 at the Dolphins. We're 2. The Texans are 2.5 contest at home over the Jets. That's our current number. Falcons 1.5 at the Jags. We're currently 1. Chargers 2.5 at the Broncos. That's our current number. 49ers 2.5 at home over the Vikings. We are 3.5. So that feels like that'll also be a play. The Packers 0.5 at home over the Rams. Good game. It's been all Rams money so far for us. Ravens 3.5 at home over the Browns. That's our current number.
Okay.
Lamar Jackson's most likely to play, but the game opened 5.5. We're down to 3.5. And the Washington football team 0.5 at home over the Seahawks. We're currently at 1 on that game.
What record leads your contest? It's 76% here, and it's 69% down the street in the Super Contest. Who leads there?
We are 70%. 3 are tied at 35 out of 50. Two have 34 out of 50. So it's tight at the top. But 76%. That's amazing.
It is.
Yeah.
70's even very good.
God. And Tennessee loses to Houston. How many are left in Survivor?
In Survivor, there's 105. That Tennessee game, there were 25% of the remaining entries on it, and all the us Browns were the biggest play of the week, 44%. They were lucky to get there, actually. Buccaneers took 16%, 49ers 5%, Patriots 3%, Dolphins 3%. 105 left at a 26-42 to start with.
Very nice. Do you work tomorrow on Thanksgiving? You take it off?
Always in touch, guys. Always in touch.
Always in touch?
Right.
All right. What time do you start nibbling away at the turkey?
We'll probably eat around 3. We got about 16 people coming over.
Jeez.
You got the meatballs early? When you go with the Italian stuff?
No, we're not. We don't.
No.
Pauly, we haven't. We're not doing that. We're just sticking with the traditional turkey. A lot of desserts, though. I can tell you that. A lot of desserts.
What's the
I guess we'll probably be eating. We'll be eating sometime around the fourth quarter of the Raiders Cowboy game.
Okay. What's the most popular dessert out of all of them?
I make a cheesecake with mascarpone cheese.
He's your guy.
That's going to be one. That's going to be one of the most popular desserts. Although we have the 7 or 8 desserts, I think mine's going to be the most popular. And go on before anything else.
I'll see you. I'll come early. I'll have water, and I'll start with the cheesecake.
Johnny,
there you go. I think that's the best way to do it.
Johnny, do us a favor. Please take a picture of the cheesecake. We got to put it up next week when you're on. Pauly loves his cheesecake.
Love it.
You got it.
All
right,
right,
pal.
You're
Happy
the man.
Thanksgiving.
You got it. Always in
Happy
touch.
Thanksgiving, guys.
Johnny Avello. DraftKings Sportsbook, official sports betting partner of the NFL. How things have changed. And then this week, new customers can bet $1 on any NFL game and get $100 if any points are